1568 AD, 5462 AM. Gerardus Mercator published his Mercator's Chronology. After 14 years of intense research, he began in 1554, a 450-page tome containing a timeline of world history based off of astronomical calculations. 1569 AD, 5463 AM. Mercator published his famous map of the world using the Mercator projection, exhibiting vertical and horizontal longitudinal and latitudinal lines. Pope Pius V expelled the Jews from the Papal States. 1. Jewish supremacism. 1570 AD, 5464 AM. Ivan the Terrible of Russia had the 60,000 people of the city of Novgorod tortured and executed. The victims were impaled, fried alive in gigantic skillets, and roasted alive on spits. The massacre took an entire week. 1. Mad Kings and Queens. 1571 AD, 5465 AM. In October, a bright burning streak appeared in the sky, as seen from Europe for a long time. It was a huge pillar of fire regarded as a good omen to the combined naval fleets of Spain, Venice and the Roman Papal States, on their way to battle the Turks. In the naval battle of Lepanto, the European Christians defeated the Turks. Immediately following the battle, the people of Venice retaliated against the local Jews and expelled them from the city. Even at this date, the Europeans were still hosting Jewish communities that acted as spies against them for the Muslims. Johannes Kepler is born, died 1630, famous astronomer and scientist who summed up his life research of astronomical geometry with the statement, quote, "The Earth's orbit is the measure of all things," unquote. 1. Of heaven and earth. 2. History in quotations. 3. The discoverers. 1572 AD, 5466 AM. A supernova appeared and illuminated the night sky from the Cassiopeia star group that remained visible for 16 months into 1573. It was visible in the daytime and caused much alarm throughout Europe. The nova had been predicted by Nostradamus. On August the 24th, the Roman Catholic prelates and priests pressured the King of France to commit a horrible crime. At the stroke of midnight, as the bell tolled throughout the city, Catholics and agents of the Roman Church dragged Protestants from their beds and slaughtered them, killing 60,000 people. This was at Paris, France, and was ever known as the infamous St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre. The king and those who participated were rewarded by the Pope, Gregory XIII. 1. Secrets of Nostradamus. 2. Planet in Rebellion. 1577 AD, 5471 AM. Near Reden, Switzerland, a very ancient and decayed oak tree fell and revealed a cave wherein was excavated the bones of a truly gigantic man, a giant that would have stood 16 feet in height. A well-known physician, Felix Plater of Basel, studied the anatomical remains, refashioned them and presented them to the Senate of Lucerne. Afterward, the giant skeleton was immortalized upon the coat of arms for the town of Lucerne and was painted by Johann Bock. A bright comet appeared over Europe. A couple months later, in December, black objects were viewed in the sky over Wittenberg, Germany, near Altorf. 1. Secret cities of old South America. 2. Secret symbols on the dollar bill. Introduction to comets. 3. Of heaven and earth. Sitchin. 1578 AD, 5472 AM. Workmen in a vineyard at Rome accidentally discovered the famous catacombs of Rome after a collapse. Vast tunnels and galleries of rock filled with Greek and Latin inscriptions, crypt complexes and cemeteries used by the 1st and 2nd century Christians and other outcasts. 1579 AD, 5473 AM. Sir Francis Drake of England sailed into the San Francisco Bay and claimed it for Britain. 1580 AD, 5474 AM. Sir Francis Drake completes his voyage around the world, but the British government kept the matter a secret for 10 years. A comet is recorded by Europeans in September. 1. Introduction to comets. 1581 AD, 5475 AM. Pope Gregory XIII wrote, quote, Moved by an intense hatred of the memory of Christ, they, the Jews, continued to plan horrible crimes against the Christian religion with daily increasing audacity. Unquote. 1. Jewish supremacism. 1582 AD, 5476 AM. Pope Gregory XIII had the Anno Domini calendar modified by making October 5th to become October 15th, eliminating 10 days from the calendar that were necessary to recalibrate the calendar with the seasons. The Gregorian calendar is still in essence the Julian one, save for the elimination of leap days every 4 years. January the 1st is declared to be the beginning of the year, but this is nothing really changed, for the ancient Roman religious year began at January the 1st. The Western world's New Year's Day, as January the 1st, is different than the East, and that of ancient Israel, which held the vernal equinox as the start of a new year in the days of Moses. This calendrical change was 1056 years after the creation of the Anno Domini calendar in 526 AD. The Jews are expelled from Hungary. A comet appeared, bringing a terrible plague that afflicted Thuringia and the Netherlands. 1. Secrets of Nostradamus. 2. When Time Began, Sitchin. 3. Tacitus, Annals of Imperial Rome. 4. Sex, Symbols and the Stars. 5. Jewish Supremacism. 6. Gods of Eden, Bramley.